Most brilliant bullet game of my life. I was Mihel Tao for about 30 seconds, and then I started playing like Frank. The rest of the game and uh, would have thrown the game if not for divine intervention. So it's against a 2770 FIDE master, alright? And we opened the Karo Khan here, and it's a very standard game at the start. Knight to f6, and now I go knight to g5 to play the infamous alien gambit. Shout out to Witty, and the ops play e5 here, offering a pawn back because they really don't want to go into the alien gambit line in bullet. And instead of going into that line, I play knight g to f3. And keep in mind, this is a bullet game, so the moves aren't going to be in 100% accuracy. But watch what unfolds here. After pawn takes on d4, bishop to c4, you see me angling my bishop and my knight at the f7 square. And now the reason why I did not capture on d4 initially is revealed. After bishop to b4, I now, and keep in mind, this is a bullet game, alright? For 30 seconds of my life, I'm able to... Actually, it's only about 10 seconds of my life. I'm able to channel the spirit of the Hell Tao. In a bullet game, seeing this is insane work. I play pawn to c3, alright, allowing him to capture a pawn, and he doesn't capture it because if you capture this pawn on c3, then I would be able to play queen takes d8 is also winning, but I believe bishop takes f7 is, yeah, even more winning. And then after king to e7, then I just have the move queen to b3, and white is going to win this game because black's king is stuck in the center of the board. Pawn takes on b2 looks like it wins the game for black because you're going to promote the next move. But just like in the movies, right, I stop your check with a check. This is how people who don't play chess think chess works, right? There's like a chess master playing against each other and they're like, I have check here. And the other chess master's like, no, I'll check you instead. And that's usually not how it works, but it would have been able to take place here. Alright, so the ops don't go down that line, and instead we see queen to e7, and now there's no fork on f7, right? And it looks like my idea is kind of extinguished, but I still have king to f1, alright, and this is gorgeous. Pawn takes on c3, pawn takes on c3. I don't capture on f7 just yet, but why not? And keep in mind, this is a bullet game, chat. I've used 14 seconds of my time here on the ticker so far in this game, and we're on move 10. Bishop takes c3, and now my plan is revealed. Bishop takes f7, king to f8. In a bullet game? Are you kidding me? Chat, alright? For, for only 10 seconds of my life, I was Mihel Tao in a bullet game. Bishop to b4, pawn to c3, attacking the bishop. Pawn takes c3, loses, so he plays queen to e7. And after king to f1, sidestepping, the bishop is still hanging under attack here. So you capture, the bishop is under attack again. So you have to capture or move the bishop out of the way. And now bishop takes f7, king to f8, bishop a3. Disgusting. Alright, and it pins the queen and king immediately on the spot. If you were to capture this bishop, then the game ends in 2 moves with queen to d8 because the d8 square is no longer covered by the queen. A beautiful deflection tactic here. And so the only way to progress the game is to give up the queen for black, right? And the game ends and I have 99% accuracy and we all go home happy. Is what I would love to say, but unfortunately, somehow, some way, I've managed to not only not immediately get a checkmate in this position. Crazy, being up a queen, 3rd rank, his rooks are still undeveloped, I have all my pieces out in the game, and I somehow don't end up with a checkmate. And I end up plundering the game completely away. I mean, white is still completely winning here, but after rook to b8, rook to b6, all of a sudden, my king is in a little bit of jeopardy after bishop h3. Now, keep in mind, it's completely winning for white, but it's a little awkward on how I'm supposed to progress the position. My opponent's managed to safe in his king. I haven't managed to checkmate, you know, force any of his pawns off the board, start up a passed pawn of my own, get my rooks into the game. Nothing of sustenance has been accomplished here for white, and because I'm up so much, from earlier, it's still completely winning all the way down to the very end. But look at my time here as I realize things are kind of going awry, and I end up burning a lot of gas on the ticker. And after pawn to g4, I thought, okay, game's over. I just win the bishop, and I don't even mind giving you a knight for that. And granted, while I do give away a lot of the advantage that I initially held, to my credit, I do a pretty decent job of converting it down into an endgame where I'm just completely winning. And while being up a rook isn't as great of an advantage as being up a queen, when there's only 6 pieces on the chessboard per side, and 2 of them are rooks for you, and your opponent only has 1 rook, that advantage is pretty decisive. So after rook to g8, rook to g1, my opponent is eventually forced to either trade off his rook or get checkmated on the back rank, because rook takes h6 is coming. And so he's forced to eventually trade off the rooks, and now I'm going to play rook to f4 and gobble up this pawn, go after this one, and just promote to a queen with 4 seconds left on the ticker. Plenty of time to get it done. Oh! I mouse slipped rook f5, and the heart drop that I felt when this was played cannot be described with words. Only the sound that I let out just a second ago. Heartbroken is an understatement to describe this position. Alright, and this is not a drawn position, as black is just up an extra pawn and is more than easily able to just jettison this pawn, walk his king over here, pick up the pawn. In addition, we're down on the ticker here in this situation. There is literally no way for white to win this game except divine peace intervention as we win the game because the ops run out of time. With 5 seconds left, he just doesn't make another move. Any move here wins for black. Any move. And he just mysteriously runs out of time with 5 seconds left on the ticker. And all's well that ends well. It was a roller coaster of a game. Alright. I was trying to show it. I played it last night on stream, and I was trying to show it last night, but then our viewer tournament started up, so I wasn't able to. That was a huge plot twist. Yeah, I mean, I would have rather not had the plot twist, to be honest. Like, I was so proud of finding that initial tactic to win the queen, that I kind of just like logged out of the game mentally, checked out, and was like, alright, it's a game over. I'm going to make a bunch of random moves and win. And my opponent, to his credit, showed why he's at the rating he's at, fighting on valiantly to the point where it got to the point where one careless mistake by me, like that mouse slip, which, can't really control that, but, you put yourself in those situations.